This is a big development in the West Asian sector. Hamas's head, the chief of Hamas's political bureau, Yahya Sinwar, he might have been eliminated at the hand of an attack by the IDF where 3 Hamas terrorists were killed, according to the Israeli Defense Forces. They're still checking the possibility of Sinwar's death. Aditya Raj called back with us on the broadcast. Yeah, Aditya, going forward, it's again going to be very important to note here because Yahya Sinwar is that person the IDF was bound to get right from the get-go. What's going to happen next? Is this going to embolden the IDF's expansion of operations inside Gaza, or do you think this is now time to pack things up and move back out? What do you think is going to happen with this big development now?
Well, certainly this will be a strategic win for Israel, a massive one after the latest round of...
And before we do that, Aditya, just to hold you on there, we've got latest visuals. Aditya, please hold on with us. I'm going to request the control room to put those visuals out. There you have it on your screens. Yahya Sinwar's pictures, the first pictures that are coming out at this point in time. The IDF is still checking. Of course, for on-air hygiene, we've had to blur these out. Mind you, this is another Israeli strike where 3 Hamas terrorists were killed. Back to you, Aditya. What next in terms of IDF operations in the Gaza Strip?
Well, yes, it's a big development if confirmed in the next couple of hours. The IDF was, in fact, looking for Yahya Sinwar from the very beginning of the war that actually began immediately after the 7th October attacks last year. And we had massive killings being reported in Gaza as well. A lot of Hamas infrastructure and Hamas, commanders and terrorists were eliminated as well. But after the killing of the top commander of Hamas in Tehran, in allegedly an Israeli strike, we now have, potentially big breaking news of Yahya Sinwar being eliminated. It will be a big, psychological defeat also for Hamas and its sponsors in the region. And we'll have to wait and watch how things, expand. Certainly, you will not see, IDF moving out immediately from Gaza. We'll also not see a massive expansion. But yes, they will try their best to locate other hostages that are there, still stranded in Hamas captivity in Gaza. But as I said, after the recent major killings of leaders from both Hamas and Hezbollah, there is yet another strategic win coming on for the Israeli Defense Forces at a time when there have been hard and heavy negotiations on the hostage deal as well as a ceasefire. Whether a ceasefire happens or not is a question that nobody can answer at this stage because there hasn't been any kind of a positive movement, be it the negotiators or from the both sides. So at this moment, the stalemate remains, but Hamas is also not ready for a full-fledged ceasefire or a hostage deal at this stage. But it's a big development coming, Yahya Sinwar, and the question certainly would be, now that Yahya Sinwar almost seems to be dead, confirmation awaited, who else would now take over the command of Hamas?